Shalom, everyone. Welcome again to Just the Word Prophecies. We're channel where the Most High sends us dreams, visions that we believe are from Him for us to share to you in these last days. Just trumpets that are crying in these last days to warn, to edify, to correct, and to just say, please stay watching, stay vigilant, do not fall into deception in these last days. The dreams and visions that we receive are not our own, it's not my own. It's visions that the Most High gives us to share to you and to awaken and to edify and to warn in these last days. So the dream that I'm going to share with you today is from a while back. I think this one is as far back as about 2020, if I'm not mistaken, around 2020, 2021 there, so early 2020s. And I labeled this one The Awakening. So, okay, so we'll go on with this one. So the dream started like this. I suddenly woke up gasping for air in a tube-like bed in a basement of what looked like an old abandoned warehouse or laboratory. I knew in my spirit that I had been asleep for a very, very long time. I suddenly got up and started making my way out of this building from the basement, going up until I finally escaped. So picture you like I literally woke up. The dream literally started with me going, like gasping for air and waking up out of this thing that looked like it was almost like a tube. And then when I looked around, it was like an old abandoned factory or warehouse that I'd been in. I don't know how I got there or when I got there, but that's how the dream started. So I finally escaped this place. To my surprise, this warehouse slash laboratory like building was in a residential area when I got outside, a suburb, almost like it was a normal house that was supposed to be there. I suddenly started running down this neighborhood, and it looked like a sandstorm had passed through. There was tumbleweed and some desert too. It looked completely lonely and deserted, and I could feel the sorrow and torment of this place by just simply being there. It was very depressing. I noticed that it was truly all abandoned. No one lived here, and it had become a ghost town. However, led by the Spirit of Truth, I suddenly ran to an apartment complex and into an apartment with a white man in it. The man was heavily intoxicated and drunk. His apartment was filthy, and he resembled those drunk uncles who live in a caravan park, who had wasted away due to the hardships of life. I suddenly asked him, where are all the Christians? So back then, sorry, just a note. Back then, I was still a Christian, so that's why I labeled this one the Awakening. Yeah.
Christian.
Yeah. So I asked, where are all the Christians? He looked at me with utter confusion, like I had asked him the most bizarre question ever, like he hadn't heard the word Christian in decades. He responded dismissively while stumbling about. No, the Christians don't live here. They are all in the mountains. He responded with annoyance and some level of resentment, too. Suddenly, it was like I was given a bird's eye view of this place by the Spirit of Truth, and I saw that it looked like a desert town, very dreary looking and depressed. I understood in my spirit that this dreariness was the spiritual state of the world. I suddenly was told by the Spirit of Truth that Luciferianism was the main religion of this time, the order of the day, hence no Christians being there. And I woke up.
Oh, what did you get from this?
So my understanding of the dream was for me waking up it was the awakening. So that was the time that the Most High, and it was actually the time when I started awakening a lot. So that's when I started seeking out the truth, because I knew that something was wrong. Just being a Christian and believing was just not enough. So this was it was the representation of the Most High waking me up in these last days to the truth. And then, as I'm saying, that the dream started with me waking up in this pod, but I knew that I had been sleeping for very, very, very long. And then I just woke up and then started running out. And the man, as I'm saying, that the state of the world looked very post-apocalyptic. It was like everything was destroyed, everything was lonely, everything was dreary, you know. And then I ran to this man who was a drunkard, which I think represents the spiritual state of people in these end times, which will be a drunken people who are very depressed. And it was almost like he was drinking to numb pain because of the system that he was living in. Because in the end, as I'm saying, the Spirit of Truth did say that in this time, Luciferianism rules. So it was Satan was in full control in that time. And when I asked him about Christians, he was actually shocked. He was like, who even still speaks of Christians in this time, you know? And then he said, all the Christians are in the mountains, you know, and he was very confused. He was almost like, who even still speaks about them? You know, they were almost like a forgotten part of society. And then he was just very annoyed for me to even ask him that. And so for me, this dream was just, it represents, it ties in perfectly with Flee to the Mountains, because that was actually the first dream that I had where the Most High ministered that Christians would be in the mountains in the end times. And then those that choose to stay behind like this man will be in a complete state of misery. And yeah.
But the state of Christianity is like Christians have fled to the mountains. The state of the place, even in the end times now, there are really no true believers. Really, very, very few believers. So that would be akin to today. Very, very few believers. And when people ask about true believers, people are like, true believers, everybody's just doing whatever they want to do.
Exactly.
Everybody going after their own heart. Everybody going after money. Everybody going after popularity. That's how it is today.
Yes.
There are very few believers that are willing to deny themselves and follow Yahusha Mashiach. Very, very few. Very, very few.
Yes.
All right? And the world looked like a desert. Man.
Yes.
So for those people who are listening, you know, these are end time dreams and visions that we are getting. And these are indictments on us to hear. Who hath an ear to hear, let him hear. So, yeah,
Yes.
I think you explained everything that I would see.
Yes. Yeah. So that I think I just want to stress, because so the Most High works personally with me, I've noticed that the Most High works with us according to our level of understanding. So because then I still believe that Christianity was
Yes.
okay. So that's why the man said Christians, but that does not justify Christianity in our modern time.
Yes.
So Christianity is a false religion. It is a destructive religion that is completely lawless. But because the Most High knew what he was doing, that's why it started with me awakening, because I will awaken out of that lie, of that deception, which is the lie and deception that we all need to awaken out of. Because in these last days, the Most High is showing us, even through Elder, just the words main channel, how Christianity has been a deception, a lie. And yes. So it was. So I don't want anyone to hold on to that and think Christianity is okay. Christianity is something that you need to wake out of and get out of, because it is a deception. But the Most High was just working with me with my level of understanding then.
Yeah, and I want to say something on that. We have seen this so many times, people getting correct dreams from Jesus Christ. We know that that is not his name,
Yes.
but people are getting dreams because these people believe that his name is Jesus Christ. So the Most High works with our understanding. When I was in the congregation of Yahweh, people got dreams that Yahweh was his name. Then when we found out that Yahweh was Yahweh or Jove, which is a actually Jupiter.
Mm.
But they got dreams that this was his name because that's what they believed in. So that is why you see me, I tell people controversially, it's not about getting the exact pronunciation of the name. It's about walking in the righteousness. It's walking in what the name represents, the character of the name, the authority of the name. Are you walking in that? So, that's just it. As you were saying, where are all the Christians? So don't think that it's saying Christianity is right or true.
No.
So we just have to emphasize that very, very good inside that one. Yeah. Anything else?
No. That's all.
All right. So shalom, 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 and do continue to watch our Just the Word prophecies. We are just starting. I think this is our 7th episode, and we are starting little by little, and we know the Most High is going to pour out more and more upon us as time goes by. All right. Thank you, and please subscribe and please share with someone. And shalom.
Shalom.